I want to talk first about the behavior of the EFF. You know, the first time they did it at SONA, I was here. I was in the chamber. And there were many who were cheering them on because they were so frustrated with Zuma at the time. And I had cautioned at the time that, you know, we have set a precedent and it's going to come back to haunt us. And they've turned SONA in many ways into a farce. I think it's the poverty of their politics, really. Because if you want to make a statement, if you want to grab headlines, there are more constructive ways of doing it. Of course, they're going to argue they were peacefully protesting, is an illegitimate president, is a discredit, is this, what. But there's always political issues. So if every SONA is going to be hijacked in this particular way, what does this do for the image of the country internationally? What does this do to the psyche of the nation? If you just look at the social commentary that you and I are both exposed to, what are people saying? That, you know, is this hooligans? People who are worried, people who are frustrated, people who are angry, people who are disillusioned. Is this what they must see for half an hour to 45 minutes before everything starts? So I think that this desperation and these kind of tactics from the EFF needs to be called out for what it is, and the media needs to take a share of the blame because we've given them disproportionate coverage for far too long. I get a sense that the media is now starting to wise up to it. Coming to Ramaphosa's speech, I mean, there's a lot, 22 pages, there's a lot to unpack, and analysis will continue for days. I think his tone was a bit better. He came across not overconfident, not tone deaf to what's happening in the country. He was heckled quite a bit, even though the EFF had left, by other MPs with regards Eskom-related issues. I think the surprise was about the Minister of Electricity. The state of disaster and everything else was to be expected. So now, again, the devil will be in the detail. Many people are still going to say, well, you know, promises, same ideas, old ideas, rehashed ideas. But I think at least, you see, when the bar is low, then you got to acknowledge certain things which otherwise you would not have acknowledged. So I take a little bit of a different attitude. Some people just trash the whole thing and say, well, yeah, you know what, nothing will happen, this country's gone to the dogs. I can understand the frustration. We all suffer the consequences of what's happening around us, but that's not a constructive way of looking at it. If the bar is low, then you've got to appreciate the smaller things. As much as we're not supposed to be that low, we're supposed to be on a much higher level of performance from a government and from a president. But it is what it is, and I think by comparison, it was a better speech. And I think his tone was somewhat better. How many people actually got to watch it with load shedding is another thing, or got to hear it? How many people chose not to hear it is another thing. So one speech is not a magic bullet. We must get that out of our minds. One speech is not going to turn the country around in the next 12 months. But I think sometimes people just want to feel a bit better. Yes. And if they're not feeling a bit better after SONA, I think they're not feeling worse, perhaps. Yeah. That's the sense I get from his overall tone. I think his speeches are too long, though. Yes. And people lose focus, even in the media, even in the guest gallery. I was inside the chamber, and you come out of the hallways, you see people are just starting to loiter around.